Hi folks, welcome to KCD Lahore. My name is Audra Montenegro and I am a core program community manager at the Cloud Native Computing Foundation. And today I am going to talk to you about the community impact on the ecosystem. Before I get started, let's talk about who I was prior to CNCF. I spent over 7 years producing global events with O'Reilly Media, another open source company. And I got to meet folks like Kelsey Hightower, who bootstrapped the Kubernetes community back in the day when he was at Google, as well as Priyanka Sharma. She's our director at the Cloud Native Computing Foundation. I got the chance to meet her when she spoke at events like OSCON, the open source conference, which was O'Reilly's flagship event. And then today, as I told you, I'm a community program manager. I pride myself on giving local communities the power to put on their own events or meetups through resources that CNCF provides, as well as networking opportunities and other incentives. All right, let's get started with who CNCF is. The Cloud Native Computing Foundation was founded under the umbrella of the Linux Foundation back in 2015. And we pride ourselves on fostering and sustaining an ecosystem of open source vendor neutral projects, bringing together the world's top developers and end users and vendors at large events like KubeCon and Cloud Native Con that we host globally. So why should organizations use Cloud Native anyway? Well, if you're new to the ecosystem, I'd like to tell you that you could host more services on less servers. You could improve your organization resiliency. You could also use multi-cloud. And then finally, my favorite is developer velocity. So move a lot faster with your tech stack. But what if you don't even use open source at all? And that's the first step to convincing your company. Well, todogroup.org is a great place to get started and learn how to open up an OSPO, an open source program office. So I highly encourage you to visit it if you haven't already. So how do we make innovations accessible at CNCF? Well, we have a technical oversight committee that leads our technical community and projects and maintainers and contributors. Then we also have our governing board that manages the business side of things like budgets and marketing. And then our memberships. To date, we have 741 members across these different tiers on this slide. And then our ambassadors. Our ambassadors are a leg of CNCF, an extension that helps make Cloud Native ubiquitous through mentorship, leadership, speaking opportunities, and more. And then finally, our projects. So if you haven't heard of CNCF, you've surely heard of one of our projects because we have 178 of them, from sandbox to incubating to graduated. And you can check them all out at the landscape.cncf.io link I have here. Of these 178 projects, we have different high-level topics like provisioning, runtime, orchestration and management, app definition and development, observability and analysis, and then platform engineering. So what does it take to sustain a Cloud Native project anyway? Well, you should know that it takes contributors and maintainers in addition to our technical oversight committee that oversees these folks. So there are about 13,000 contributors globally, and these are folks that have submitted pull requests and had them approved within a project. And then also we have exactly 1,600 maintainers to date. So these are folks that help make sure the projects run smoothly. They set forth the direction of the project, define its goals, ensure that everyone adheres to the core values of the project, as well as manage the code and ensure the quality of that code, and then building the community surrounding the project. If you're not sure where to get started, I love this clotributor.dev website because it's like a job board for our projects. If you go there, you could see what kind of openings there are in each community, each project community. So Clo as in Cloud Native, Tributor as in contributor. All right, so we have a mentorship program too. Again, if you are just starting your Cloud Native journey, this is a great place to get started. There are actually 3 programs that are pointed to via this QR code. One is Google Summer of Code, another one is Outreachy, and then finally LFX, so the Linux Foundation mentorship program. And there's plenty of opportunity that comes with this program, which is the community and the network that you build alongside some of the greatest builders in open source and cloud native, and then recognition through different stipends and incentives depending on the program. All right, my favorite topic, community events. These are the programs that I help run at the Cloud Native Computing Foundation. First of all, let's talk about their benefits, networking, learning, and sharing. So first of all, networking like you're doing here today, learning about which projects benefit you, where you want to contribute in the ecosystem, whether it be the glossary, whether it be documentation in different repositories, or direct contributions to code. There are definitely no code and code contributions. So don't feel like if you're not technical that you have no way to contribute, because you do. And then learning. So you'll finally learn which projects suit your needs or where you can contribute. And then there are more resources online through workshops and other programs, and then of course larger events. And then finally, if you get further along in your cloud native journey, then sharing that experience through speaking opportunities, through writing blog posts, mentoring, and then again, like I said, documentation. Okay, our cloud native community groups are over 190 active groups. This means folks are hosting at least once every 90 days, if not twice a month. Some people are very active, or some chapters, I should say. And then we represent 62 countries and 168 cities as of now. And there are still chapters that are either dormant or looking for organizers. So if you're interested, have a look at which ones are out there. And if one in your city is missing, then community.cncf.io has an apply button, and you can apply for your own chapter. Then if you are building a community of vendor neutral content and doing great at it, then this is a good time to graduate into a KCD, a Kubernetes Community Day, which is what we're doing today. So you can learn more at the alias, which is very simple, cncf.io/KCDs. But you should know that we are almost at 4 years of doing this program, and we have served 40 countries, 58 cities, and this is actually our 85th KCD that's in the process of completing. But essentially, these are 1 to 2 day summits that host anywhere from 150 to 500 people. Any more than that, then it becomes a conference and it doesn't feel like a community. So we have a core team that provides guidance and structure to help you along your KCD planning journey. And actually, we just released the 2.0 version of this program, a refresh. And what that means is there are new incentives to being part of the program, and that's a monetary support that we haven't provided in the past. We still provide things like free platform usages through your CFP, through your website, through your registration, and templates and Canva to help you have a sponsor prospectus or a transparency report, monthly meetings with me or whoever the core community manager is at the time to help you along the way. But applications are actually open now until September 11th. So if you're interested in hosting a KCD, you have at least a core team of 3 people from different companies. You can check out this application website and then learn more about the benefits at the QR code that I have here. Then finally, our ambassador program. As I mentioned, these are our extension of the CNCF, our legs, our arms, that help make cloud native ubiquitous. So these are credible advocates for the ecosystem. And as they have come further in their journey, they help mentor people and plan KCDs and own chapters and become advisors, essentially, and are representatives across the world, because believe it or not, CNCF is a small team, and we can't do it without our ambassadors. So I'd like to say thanks to Asad Raza here today. He is actually one of your organizers of this event. So thank you, Asad, for helping spread the knowledge of Cloud Native and making it ubiquitous through this event alongside your co-organizers, Adil, Moiz, and Hasnat. And there might even be more that I'm not calling out. So what's cool about these core teams is they build out some volunteer opportunities as well. And then we recognize everybody through a Credly badge. And so people can add that to their profiles. And it's a nice feather in their cap, so to speak. All right, so I don't know if you know this, but KubeCon and Cloud Native Con is actually our bread and butter at CNCF. It's not our memberships. Without these events, we would not be able to sustain the Cloud Native Computing Foundation. And guess what? We're hosting our first ever one in India in December, in Delhi to be exact. And there are tickets that are available still at the early bird price. And that's actually $90 US or just over 2,500 Pakistani rupees. So have a look if you're interested and you're able to travel. We would love to see you there. And then if you have any further questions about the programs that I run, please connect with me at either of these aliases. I'd love to chat with you and help you further your cloud native journey. So thank you so much for your time and enjoy the show.